Imagine this. At the turn of the 20th century, cars were a luxury hand-built, expensive, and out of reach for ordinary people. Owning one was as rare as flying in a private jet today. But then came Henry Ford, a man with a vision to put the world on wheels. And his idea didn't just build a company, it transformed society itself. Welcome to Boardroom Stories. Here we explore how today's biggest companies were built. If you're new, hit like, subscribe, and stick around, because these stories are worth hearing. Henry Ford founded the Ford Motor Company in 1903 with just $28,000 in backing. At first, Ford wasn't the only one building cars. There were hundreds of small automakers in America, but most of them catered only to the rich. Ford's breakthrough wasn't just the car itself, it was how the car was built. In 1913, he introduced the moving assembly line. Instead of one craftsman building an entire car, each worker handled a single step. The result? Cars that once took over 12 hours to build could now be made in just 90 minutes. This innovation slashed production costs, allowing Ford to sell the Model T for as little as $260. Suddenly, cars weren't a luxury, they were for everyone. The Model T became known as the car that put America on wheels. But Ford didn't stop there. In 1914, he shocked the business world by doubling his workers' pay to $5 a day. It wasn't charity, it was strategy. Well-paid workers could now afford to buy the very cars they built, fueling both loyalty and demand. By the 1920s, Ford was the largest car manufacturer in the world. Over 15 million Model Ts rolled off the line, transforming not just transportation, but culture itself. Road trips, suburbs, and highways, much of modern life, was made possible by Ford's vision. Of course, the journey wasn't without challenges. Ford resisted innovation for too long, clinging to the Model T even as competitors offered new designs. It took the release of the Model A in 1927 to win back customers. Over the decades, Ford weathered wars, oil crises, and fierce competition. The Mustang in the 1960s became a cultural icon, symbolizing freedom and American muscle. The F-Series trucks would go on to dominate the market, becoming the best-selling vehicles in the U.S. for decades. But Ford also faced tough times. Financial struggles in the early 2000s nearly broke the company, while rivals like GM and Chrysler needed government bailouts. Ford mortgaged its assets and turned itself around with bold new leadership and fresh designs. Today, Ford is at another crossroads. Just as it once pioneered the assembly line, it's now pushing into the future with electric vehicles like the Mustang Mach-E and the all-electric F-150 Lightning. The company is betting big on a world where cars aren't just powered by gasoline, but by clean energy and smart technology. Here's the thing, Ford's legacy isn't just about cars, it's about access. It proved that technology, once reserved for the few, could be brought to the many. From a small workshop in Detroit to a global giant shaping the future of mobility, Ford's story is a reminder that one bold idea can change not just an industry, but the world itself. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boardroom Stories. And let us know which company's journey should we uncover next.